What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to show you what a getter method is and a setter method, and they're also known as accessor and mutator. So accessor is a getter and setter is a mutator. I guess that kind of makes sense. So let's create a class, public class person, because for getters and setters you need something that has fields and attributes that you can retrieve or change. So what would a person have? Okay, so let's say a person has a name, a person has an age, a person has a job. There we go. Alright. Actually, for some variety, let's make age an int. Okay, so let's make a constructor to create a person object. So let's put the three arguments that are the fields that we want to set. Okay, and age. This is the convention in Java, guys. You kind of do just a camel case, which is where the next word always starts with a capital letter. And when you're doing a formal parameters, like in the arguments of a method, you usually start them with a or an. So the compiler can differentiate between the fields of the class and the arguments of the method. So name equals a name, and age equals an age. Oh, I've accidentally started age with a capital letter. That is not good convention. So there we go. Okay, and job equals a job. Okay, so now we've got that, let's try creating a person. So new person object. Bob is 43 and his job is dustman. There we go. And let's check the attributes. There we go, Bob 43 dustman. Alright, so now let's make a setter method. So say we want to make a method that changes the name field of the person object. So we'd want to change the name of this object, which is currently called Bob. So we'd need to make a public, well, it can be any access modifier depending on the situation, but let's say public for now. Public, so we want to set it, so we don't want to return anything, so we type void, and the convention is call it set whatever the field name is. So this is set name. So we need a new string argument to change it to, so let's just call it a name again. There we go. And all we type is name, which is the variable name of the field, equals the argument of the method, which is a name. And let's try that now, guys. So new one, create Bob again, 43 dustman. A lot of mistyping going on today. There we go. Okay, so let's check out Bob's fields. Bob. Okay, so we want to change Bob's name to Bill. There we go. Bill. Let's see if our set name method works. So this is a setter method, or also known as a mutator method. So let's check Bob's fields. There we go. Bob is now called Bill, and that's how easy it is. So let's make a getter method now, guys. So with a getter method, or also known as an accessor method, you want to retrieve a value, and this could be just for you to look at, or for another object to look at, or for a collection to access, or anything really. So we need to return a value. So if we're going to do that for name, the value that we'll need to return is string. So our return value is string, and the convention is get name. So it's get and then field name that you want to get. So we don't need any arguments because we don't want to enter anything or change anything. We just want to retrieve something. So return name. Okay, there we go. Let's create Bill again. Billy's 45. 2 years have passed since the last one. Okay, he's still a dustman, which is pretty good. There we go. Okay, so let's try the get name. There we go. Returned string Bill. So our getter method has worked. And I'll just go through the others now, guys. So generally they're at the top of the class, just so you can see them all quickly. So let's say we want one for age. So public void set age. So we need an int value and age. Okay, and age equals and age. There we go. Just set the field name to the parameter value. Public. So we want to return an int. That's get age. No arguments because we don't want to change anything. And just return age. And let's make one for job. So we don't want to change anything in our getter method. Excuse me guys, if I've done this right. Okay, so public void set age, so that sets an age. Get an age. Yep. All good. Okay, so let's do the last one. Public void set job. Okay, so we want a string argument, string a job. Okay, and so job equals the argument. So the formal parameter, a job, equals the actual parameter, a job. Right, okay, public, and so we want to change the job. No, excuse me guys, we want to see what the job is. So the job is held in a string, so we want to return a string, and we'll call it get job. No arguments. Okay, try and type properly. There we go. And all we need to do is return the job. And let's see if that compiles. Yep. So we've done a getter and setter method for each of these. So let's just test those out, guys. So, okay. Let's call him Ted. And Ted is 67. And he works as a florist. There we go. So let's check his attributes. Ted 67 florist, and let's test our getters and setters. So let's get age 67. Let's get job florist. Let's get a name Ted. Let's set his age to 83 and set job to florist manager. He's been promoted to florist manager, so that's pretty good. And set name to Ted of Teddydom. There we go. And let's check the fields. Ted of Teddydom, 83, florist manager. So our setters and methods, setters and getters have worked, guys. So yeah, that's how you do setters and getters, a pretty big thing in Java. So if you like this video and it helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And thank you for watching, guys, and take it easy.